Okay, people. Look, it's been a while since I used this camera on my Mac, so I might as well do it right now. We've all seen the Kanye West Donald Trump clusterfuck that was, and that's basically what this video is. But before I do that, I'm gonna take out like at least 3 to 5 minutes of your time to show you something, because being part black and part Native American, this affects me more than anything else with that whole Kanye and Donald Trump shit. I don't like Kanye West. I'm not trying to get famous using that jackass by this video. Just get that out of the way. I mean, I'm going to be famous one day, but it won't be for this dumb shit. And I damn sure don't support Donald Trump. I'm about to show you the reason why. Because he's straight up racist. Let's call it like it is. And, if I disappear, this won't. Anyway, the whole thing is that, everything that I'm going to say affects me. Might not affect any of you, but it affects me, because I am part Cherokee Indian, and I'm part black, and I'm part white. And earlier, or yesterday, when somebody on one of the shows said that this was white supremacy through ventriloquism, thank you. That was the best way that anyone could ever put that, without completely chunking Kanye down and making him look like a bigger jackass than he already does, since that I'm bigger than Jesus thing and slavery was a choice. Dude, you need some help. Trust me, I suffer from depression, and the first part of knowing that you have a problem is admitting that you have a problem. Alright? So now I'm going to show you why I will never support Donald Trump. And though I'm pretty sure that this video will only feed his followers, because every time we make videos to put the man down, somebody who is oversucked on the Jesus juice, or whoever's in his pocket, or the tip of his dick, or whatever, tend to just really love this guy. Native Americans remember this incident from the 90s. And more importantly, they remember Standing Rock, because Obama, if I may be mistaken, but I swore he signed a decree to make sure that Standing Rock, the pipeline and shit, wasn't going to happen. 3 days into office, Trump undid that. Yet, you're not a racist. Even currently, you're not a racist. Well, maybe you're not a racist. Or maybe you are. But one thing is for sure, if you're not a racist, you're a pretty good damn liar. Or a pretty good actor. Which is better than what I'm doing, because I clearly can't get a role. I can't get arrested getting a role. But anyway, that's another video to be made another day. We're going to go through this clip from the 90s and Trump, and they don't like Indians to me. I've showed this before. I'll show it again. And this is the reason why I do not support this bionic political jackass. And I didn't vote for him. So you guys keep on voting him in. Just like that same thing I said about the women's right to choose, which will be in danger from now on. So you guys better think about your daughters.
It will blow sky high. It will be the biggest scandal ever, or one of the biggest scandals since Al Capone in terms of organized crime. I believe that there's going to be a lot of embarrassed and a lot of red faces. But to sit here and listen, as people are saying that there's no organized crime, that there's no money laundering, that there's no anything, and that an Indian chief is going to tell Joey Killer to please get off his reservation, is almost unbelievable to me.
You have basically stated that the problem seems to be that the FBI doesn't have any people, or is that correct? Is the issue that you...
No, I think it's far beyond that. I think that people have got paper bags over their faces and nobody's looking. Everybody, it seems to me, from even just a common sense standpoint, knows what's going on.
Now, here we go.
Did you submit this list to the FBI at any time?
I'm not a law enforcement officer. I'm not supposed to be going around checking Indian reservations. That's what you have the FBI for. They're very capable, the most capable. But that's not my job. The Indians don't have to pay tax. Nobody's more for the Indians than Donald Trump. And you ask about...
Yeah. Where were you a few years back for that Standing Rock thing?
Nobody likes, and I think many of you folks up there know for a fact that I love to compete. But I like to compete on an equal footing. I'm competing and paying hundreds of millions of dollars in tax. My so-called, as you would call them, opponent, and they're not an opponent, but my opponent is competing and paying no tax. It's not a fair situation.
You indicate that they don't pay taxes.
I didn't indicate they don't pay taxes. I said they're not paying taxes on casino.
Oh, that's because the profits from it are to go to the reservations.
Oh, really?
In spite of the FBI testimony that this is not a significant problem, Mr. Trump, in one sentence you say they are the most capable of agencies, and that you're not a law enforcement expert, and then you tell us that you have superior knowledge to their knowledge about the extent of organized crime on Indian reservations.
You've got a totally closed mind on the subject, sir. We could walk in here with the greatest proof in the history of the world, and frankly, your mind is so closed for whatever reason that I can't believe it.
But you don't have
if
that.
you really want to study this,
yes.
When you tell me that there are no FBI agents assigned to the Indian reservations, and yet you have tremendous numbers in Las Vegas and in Atlantic City, tremendous numbers. In fact, two of their largest places. I want to tell you something. You have a long way to go. And for whatever reason, you have a closed mind. I don't know why. Perhaps you could tell me.
No, Mr. Trump, I have a closed mind against evidence that is not substantiated.
Oh, well.
I have a closed mind against statements that are made about other people in generality.
You're going to be very embarrassed in 2 years, sir.
You go on a radio show and you say, now some drunken Indians want to come down here and open a restaurant.
I didn't say that, sir. Quote it. I didn't say that. Who said that? Who said that? I'd like an apology right now because I didn't say that.
Imus opened the broadcast, so, excuse me, Mr. Imus said that.
Okay. Could I please have an apology?
You can have an apology.
Thank you, sir.
And then you went on to, is this you discussing Indian blood? We're going to judge people by whether they have Indian blood, whether they're qualified to run a game
Here's the
casino or
racism
not?
problem.
That probably is me, absolutely. Because I'll tell you what, if you look at some of the reservations that you've approved, you, sir, in your great wisdom have approved, I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me. And they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. And a lot of people are laughing at it, and you're telling how tough it is, how rough it is to get approved. Well, you go up to Connecticut, and you look. Now, they don't look like Indians to me, sir.
Thank God that's not the test for whether or not people have rights in this country or not, whether or not they pass your look test.
Depends whether or not you're approving it, sir.
No, it's not a question whether I'm approving it. Not a question whether I'm approving it. Mr. Trump, do you know in the history of this country where we've heard this discussion before? They don't look Jewish to me.
Oh, really?
They don't look Indian to me. They don't look Italian to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a test for whether people could go into business or not go into business, whether they could get a bank loan. You're too black. You're not black enough.
I want to find out. Well, then why you're approving for Indian? Why don't you approve it for everybody then, sir? If your case is non-discriminatory, why don't you approve for everybody? You're saying only Indians. Wait a minute, sir. You're saying only Indians can have the reservations. Only Indians can have the gaming. So why aren't you approving it for everybody? Why are you being discriminatory? Why is it that the Indians don't pay tax, but everybody else does? I do.
And now I'm going to freeze it.
I pay tax? Why is it that
Okay, I'm not
senior
going to freeze it.
citizens...
Now I'm going to freeze it. Alright, I brought that up because of the Standing Rock, and I've played that video before. Alright, and then y'all all watched Kanye the other day go to hell off. Ain't no point of me going to that video, because that's just a shame. And like the guy, and I'm quoting again, white supremacy by ventriloquism. Awesome expression. I like it. I wish I would have thought of it, but I didn't. There are things that we need to understand in this world. From the fucking Jump Street. I don't give a damn if our president is a white supremacist. I do give a damn that everybody black is falling in line with Kanye West. And he don't even know that he got problems. I suffer from depression. I outwardly admit that right here. I outwardly admit it to my friends. I have to have a system in which I monitor my thoughts and collectively find ways to make myself feel better about myself. And I'm apparently not the only one. I'm just not famous like I would love to be for that. But I also know that getting help helps you. And knowing that you need help helps you once you know that you need help. But for all you people who are Kanye fans, I don't know but one of his damn songs, so I'm definitely not a fan. I know he has a very pretty wife that had sex with some black dude and got famous. Any ladies want to do that for me? I'm open to suggestions. Anyway, that being said, all jokes aside, for all of us black people, the ones who are looking up to Kanye, the ones who are going to owe Donald Trump their life for him pardoning their grandmother and stuff like that, this dude ain't that fond of people of color. Not just Native Americans, but blacks either. He got a couple of black people in his pocket. And you know why he has those black people in his pocket? So that all of you people can fall in line with the rest of the puppets that he's paying under the table that you guys just don't know about. Now, I didn't vote for the bastard. I voted for Hillary. No, I voted for Obama twice. But that was also because the first time I voted for Obama, I couldn't vote but one time, and so Obama won, so I voted for him. That's pretty much how that works out. I'm glad I made that choice. But on the side note, the main reason why America is failing Americans is because we won't address racism. We just turned a blind eye. And now let's go into one last thing before I finish this, and before I post it on my Facebook page and my YouTube page. I want to chime in on this Kavanaugh and Roe v. Wade fear and stuff that I have. Alright, when y'all see me posting videos with my niece, any of them, and my grown niece just had a child about a year or two ago. Hi, London. I don't really know how old a child is. They're not my children, so it's not really my job to know how old they are. But when I think about Roe v. Wade, and I'm currently taking a law class because I need a job, when I think about the things that my father and I fought over, and I finally wore his defenses down before he passed, and he finally agreed with me because we've seen that one thing in common that all of you need to see and hear from this video. If you don't hear anything else that I've showed, anything else I've seen, you need to hear this, because that Roe v. Wade is some serious shit. I have 5 sisters. I have 5 sisters, except for maybe one of them has daughters. Their daughters are going to grow up, and they're going to be women. And for anyone who has a daughter who doesn't think Roe v. Wade is important, you're fucking your daughter. Keep that in mind. I don't support birth control by abortion, but I do support the woman's right to choose to have an abortion, especially in the cases of rape or incest or anything worse than that, because there really is no crime on earth worse than rape. I mean, murder is to be determined by the factor of intent. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I would rather murder someone than rape them. Alright? And I ain't talking about the systematic rape. I'm talking about the whole physical act of fucking rape. Because systematic rape happens every day to everyone, just about, no matter what the gender is. You're getting your wallet raped every day, so it doesn't really matter. But, in all seriousness, if you have a daughter, and you look into her eyes, before she develops and starts becoming a woman, before she starts growing breasts and everything, look into her future that you can't see. Look into the fact that she's going to be pretty. If she looks like her mom now, when she starts becoming a woman, and she'll look more like her mom, and her mom's attraction is what made you go to her mom, you're going to have an attractive daughter. And if anything, God forbid, happens to your daughter, and she is raped or she is attacked by some crazy nutball on the street, or unfortunately in some families an insane uncle that would do stupid shit to somebody else's kid and get away with it, or the Catholic Church, which is all over the news, would you force your daughter to have a baby of a monster? Look at that. So, and top that off, the guy they just swore in has 2 daughters, so I hope he's looking at that before he decides, hey, let's overturn Roe v. Wade and force chicks to have babies that they don't need to have by some asshole who just jumped up on the street and said, hey, I'm gonna fuck this bitch, and that's that. I'm sorry if I've offended you with the word bitch. But that's generally how rape happens. People just decide they're just going to fuck your daughter, and if you guys let this asshole overturn that shit, it's your daughters in the end that's gonna get fucked over. The woman's right to choose is very important to me. It should be important to you. And again, if this video has offended with the word bitch, I'm sorry. But that's generally what a rapist thinks of most women. They're not females. They're not humans. They're targets. And if they don't have the right to choose, and are stuck to carry the baby of some asshole who just body slammed them and said, I'm just going to have sex with you because I can. You should probably weigh that out. And if the judges are watching, I hope you at least hear that part of the video. Weigh that shit out. Think about your daughters. Think about your granddaughters. Because we're not going to be here forever. But the laws are. And the laws are to protect, and we have officers to enforce them. You should probably keep that in mind. Look out for your daughters. Raise your sons right, but look out for your daughters. I'm James Williams Hughes, Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you.